So what's the next movie I'm going to review?
What are we looking at here?
Damn bloody super, yeah?
Hey man, no hard feelings. I was just a guy on the sidelines.
Oh. Come here, John Cena.
He's fighting with the intent to kill.
Invisible Man is a new movie directed by Leigh Whannell, and this film stars Elizabeth Moss. And Invisible Man is a remake of the Invisible Man series, or the Invisible Man novel from H.G. Wells. When Cecilia's abusive ex commits suicide and leaves her his fortune, she believes his death is just a hoax. And later on, she believes that he came back, but now he is invisible and he is terrorizing her. Now she must go out and prove that she is not going crazy and that there is someone after her who's invisible. Alright guys, let's get into it, and here are the pros. Going into this movie, I did love the concept. Like, the fact of the matter is, you're walking in the room, and the fact you believe you're alone, and yet there's someone in the room that you cannot see. And it definitely makes the hairs on my back of my neck stand up. It brings a chill to my spine. Just believe that someone could be standing beside me right now, and I don't even know it. And that is the thing that this film does really well. Primarily, this film is a horror thriller with elements of a sci-fi thriller. Now, Elizabeth Moss, let's just talk about her. She had one hell of a performance. She was unrecognizable in her role. Every scene she was in, she gave it her all, because this film does a really good job of making you understand and feel for the character a lot. Like, you can sort of relate to her situation, only because if there's ever a person that ever gaslighted you, or a person that kind of made fun of you or made you feel like you was unworthy, or maybe like a bully or something, or a cyberbully, there are people out there who are toxic that does this to people, that harms people only for pleasures, and that's what this character is doing. This is a pleasure to him. He's trying to torment her. This character is being terrorized, and she can't say anything about it, because in the film, when you watch the movie, this character does the best she can to try to explain the situation without making it seem like she seemed crazy. But the side character, they're like, I don't really believe you. They believe that she's crazy because, if someone who comes to you and say, hey, an invisible man is terrorizing me, you would think that person is crazy. You ain't gonna believe them. And I love how the film showed that the main character is slowly losing her sanity because the other characters around her are not believing in what she's saying. And that is one of the great things I loved about this movie that allowed me to gravitate towards her character a little bit more. So now it's gonna get to a point where she gotta take matter into her own hands. My favorite thing about this movie has to do with the first 5 minutes into this film. Like, in the first 5 minutes, you're automatically into the film. It definitely gives you its tone. It is consistent throughout. Another big factor that I had to give high praise to was the camera angles and the camera work from Leigh Whannell. He directed the film Upgrade, and one of the best aspects in that film was how he directed that movie, his visceral, technical directing style. I have a hard time explaining it, but it definitely put emphasis on the action sequences revolving around the Invisible Man. And also, I love how he directed this movie as well when certain characters are in a room. Like you have the camera focusing on certain characters, but also you notice there's a certain space that the camera is sort of focusing on. And then it sort of zooms in that area when characters leave a certain room, but yet the camera is still panned on that empty space, making you believe whether or not the Invisible Man is in that scene. And there's lots of scenes throughout the movie where the director used that similar directing style, where you notice there is a small little space that seems a little vacant, and you don't even notice it at first, but while you're watching it, it becomes a distraction, and then you're just like, is somebody over there? Is Invisible Man there? And then you're kind of questioning yourself. You're kind of questioning what you saw. And then you're starting to believe that Invisible Man could be in every single scene, but you don't even know it. The film gives out a paranormal activity vibe when the camera like pans across the room. The way the score is, you can hear the music like elevate itself to let you know there something might go down in a few seconds, and it absolutely gave good creepy vibes. This film focuses on the psychological aspect of the horror, the personal connection between Invisible Man and Cecilia, and how Invisible Man conducting a plan to trying to ruin her life and ruining her relationships. So I gotta talk about the Invisible Man, you know.
His name is John Cena!
Okay, enough with the jokes. It was played by Oliver Jackson Cohen. We saw him in The Haunting of Hill House, and I thought that his performance was actually pretty good, even though it was mostly transparent as hell.
Ha
The film does have a few character tropes that you can kind of see through.
Hell no!
Okay, I'm done. As for the cons, Uber driver. Only issue I have, it's not really much of an issue, only like a nitpick, only has to deal with the logic. And then there's this Uber driver that took Cecilia to this location. The rules and regulations and restrictions that require for an Uber driver, it doesn't match. I think it's the best movie of 2020 thus far. So you know for a fact that Invisible Man has to get Batman-tastic. This is the highest rating that my channel can offer. It's definitely my favorite film of 2020 thus far. So that's my review of Invisible Man. Have you seen Invisible Man? What are your thoughts of the Invisible Man? Comment below and let's talk about it. And I'll see you guys in the next review. And if you like everything you see and you agree, subscribe to my channel and join me in the Batman family. I'll have more Batman-tastic reviews on the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.